but that'll be a spring Asia problem. That plastic does come with the kit as well. I was like, imagine me knowing the technical terms to build a greenhouse, but I ain't doing no manual labor, y'all. Good morning. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. But today, y'all, we're discussing and we're doing a full tour reveal of the new Bootstrap Farmer hobby greenhouse, which I could not be more excited to have. I've been in here this morning having my coffee, like just hanging out in here. It is 30 something degrees today. I think we might be right at 40. And so that's where I've been. It is so much warmer in there than it is outside. And I'm getting a break from the wind. So the wind is not hitting me. I'm absolutely loving this. Also, it's like 11 something in the morning. They're having an event across the street, which must have a DJ, so I don't know if y'all can hear that music or not, but if you can, my apologies. I was like, oh wow, they getting down early this morning. Anyway, let us first go and see the reveal. We worked on this together, but I want to go ahead and show y'all completely now everything that's been done. I love this door. I got the door from Lowe's. So when you go to the website, the kit, so all of the metal, the hardware, it comes with the kit, right? The wood you have to purchase yourself. The door you have to purchase yourself. We're going to talk about the roll-up sides, the netting. It also has shade cloth that you can attach to it, but those are all accessories. So I just want you to know the metal comes with it, all the hardware, everything you need to build the structure aside from the wood. The wood you have to source locally. So because I did not get a door that has a spring, I just put a handle here and then I have a handle inside so that when I'm inside and I want to pull this closed, I can pull it closed. The other thing I did was I got a little clamp. There's a little space at the top, but I personally am not worried about that. So this is our greenhouse setup right now. I love it. Okay, so I said that I wanted to thrift the sitting area. I don't want to thrift it. I want to find something at an antique store, which that's going to take a while. And yesterday is when I finished, which was Thanksgiving. Today is Friday. This is real-time video, y'all. So today is Friday. I didn't have time to go and try to find anything at the antique store. So I just set up the table and the chair from out of the other greenhouse just to kind of give you a thought of what this is going to look like. But I did go and get pavers this morning from Lowe's in the cold, but that is mostly because I need to take the weekend off. I am tired, y'all. It was so worth it, and I'm not tired. My body is like achy because I got all of this stuff done in I don't know, 3 or 4 days. It's absolutely worth it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I went and did that this morning because I was like, I want to be done. I want to sit down, and that is exactly what I'm going to do this weekend. But let's get back to this tour. So like I said, I put a handle here. This way I can pull it closed because I did not get a spring to go anywhere down here. I don't think that I would have really had a spot. Not that it matters. I like the door. Oh, we did mistakenly put a hole in the plastic, so I am gonna get some greenhouse tape and fix that immediately. I am in a small space, and so I didn't have a lot of space on the sides of this greenhouse to really work, and somehow we put a hole in that plastic. And we might have enough plastic to fix it, but that'll be a spring Asia problem. And like I said, I plan to put plastic on this door because it's just a screen, but I really like the door. Sometime next week, more than likely, I'll go ahead and get some plastic on the door just so that we won't have a lot of air coming in through the door, but I think it's amazing. Also, I have space under the greenhouse where you can see the air would come through. I am going to get just some field dirt or some topsoil and build that up. That is my plan for that. We'll see how it goes. But But let me tell you what we have planted. So I made no dig beds. I will link the video of how I made these beds, but I did no dig beds. And in the back of this bed, there are 3 rows of garlic. Pretty excited about that. Y'all know my garlic growing is not the best. And then in the front, we have Swiss chard. If you remember, I had planted seeds in the green stalks, and so we had a lot of extra starts. And so that is another thing that I did yesterday. I went through the green stalks, I pulled out all of the extra starts, left 1 start in each of the pockets, but I took the rest of them out. And that is how I planted out this greenhouse for the fall and winter. I was really excited. I was like, oh, that's great, because I went looking for starts. Couldn't find any because of the time of the year, and in my area it's just about time to stop planting. But I am kind of glad that I got this at this time of year and I planted at this time of year, because it will let me know how late I can plant my fall plants in here. So I'm very excited to see how this goes. I am not planning to heat this. I am not planning to cool this. I'm not planning to do anything other than like lift the sides of it in the summer, leave the door open. And in the winter, I don't cover anything in my backyard. So something that is in a greenhouse, I most definitely don't feel the need to heat it. Anyway, let us move along. Right here in the back, we have our citrus trees. And I do believe this is where they're going to live. Like, I'm going to grow my citrus in the greenhouse. And someone mentioned me putting the pavers back under them. They have plastic trays under them. The second thing is, the person was concerned about the roots growing through the bags. My citrus trees are not staying in bags. In spring, I will be putting these into pots. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about that. And I'm also always going to leave the tray under it. I think that it really helps with the watering. So then we have a row in the middle. This is a 10 by 2. So 10 feet long, 2 feet wide. By the way, this is a 3 by 7, 7.5, something like that. But this bed is housing all kale. Now, do I eat a lot of kale? Yes, I do. Do I eat this much kale? I do not. So my hope is, if this grows, I can immediately start to donate some to the schools. So cross your fingers for me on that. And then this bed over here is a 2 by 8, which I'm excited to have that much space. And so we have bok choy in here. And my sister loves bok choy, but if she doesn't eat that much bok choy, that is something else that I could donate to the schools in my area. So I'm very excited, y'all. That is the greenhouse reveal, as I guess you could call it. Oh, the other thing is, I did put pavers right here just so that when I come in, I'm not stepping into the soil and I can get right over here into the walking paths. And so I put down landscape fabric in here. Might I put wood chips down? I might. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because my ground is not level, which everybody knows, and we know I did not level it. So when I was watering in here yesterday, I was noticing things pooling. Wood chips is really good for keeping water from pooling. It's why I added it in the main garden, because when it rained, it got really mushy because everything was not level. The wood chips have really helped that. So I may come back through and put wood chips in here as well. So let's go on the outside now, and I'm going to show you some of the things I really liked. Let me also say, we know that I don't do things very permanent in my backyard. This is a more permanent structure, right? Because there are ground stakes. There are stakes that went down into the ground that's holding these poles up that you see, the hoops. And so I do like that. It's a very sturdy structure. I think the only thing that I may eventually over a few years have to replace is the plastic, but the structure itself, I doubt it's gonna go anywhere. It's reinforced by the stakes. The wood made it more sturdy. Like, you're getting no give on this structure. I absolutely love it. By the way, I need to mention, I guess earlier in the video, if it's something that you're interested in, there's gonna be a link down in my description. And until midnight Cyber Monday, you can get 10% off if you use my code YELLOWDOOR. So me and one other content creator has that 10% off discount, and it is only good until midnight. Bootstrap Farmer, like I said in my first video, I've never had them give me a discount code. But let's go outside. So I mentioned in my previous video that I really liked this option. So these are like little spring wires, and that's how you connect the plastic. So you're not stapling anything, you're not nailing anything. They come with these lock channels. That's a part of the kit, and so do the wires. And so you just feed the wires through, and that's how you connect your plastic. And by the time I got to the front, I was kind of like tired of pulling the plastic, but it really wasn't that bad. But when I cut it, I left enough so that if I want to take these springs out, I could take them out and pull this plastic a little bit tighter. So I really like that idea. Oh, the other thing, and I've been paying attention to it. So this says inside, but we're reading it backwards. This is egg plastic. And so as long as you have it on correctly, you should not get condensation in the inside. And I've been checking that. I have not seen it. Like I said, or maybe I didn't say it. We froze last night. And so you could see the frost on the outside of it. But when I came inside, there wasn't any water inside. So I like that. And that plastic does come with the kit as well. So the poles and the plastic and the hardware comes with the kit. Another thing that I have on mine are the roll-up sides. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't finish this. I just wanted to be done. But it comes with a handle. You're also supposed to screw these together, which I will do. But I did not do because I was tired and it really wasn't that bad. A lot of the screws, not all of them, are self-tapping. So self-tapping makes it easier. I didn't have to drill a hole. Not all of them though. Some of them you definitely have to drill a hole. Honestly, there's a lot of drilling into metal, but if you get the right drill bit, that's okay too. I learned that the hard way, but I did learn it. The other thing that I really like is they have these straps on here. So when you roll the sides up, that's what's holding it close to the greenhouse. See? Super easy to use. I love it. And then there's straps at the top that will hold that up. Now I have to do some tweaking to that just because I have my greenhouse right on the fence. And with that being said, I wasn't able to put the other handle at the other end, which is not a big deal to me. I realize that I'm gonna have to do some things a little bit different just because I don't have a lot of space. The other thing I plan to do is ask my neighbors if I can bring my ladder into their yard to get to the top in the back, right up here at the top in the back, just so I can pull the plastic a little bit tighter, but I need to be at a vantage point where I can. I don't think my neighbors is gonna mind. I mean, I'm really liking it. It is a 10 by 12 structure, and so it fit well in my backyard. We also have roll-up sides over here. I just need to cut these. I have not cut them yet. That's me. I haven't cut them in the back either. Like I said, I was tired, y'all, but I really do like it. I did have help putting it together, like I was telling y'all, because I don't like to build stuff, but the help that I had was good help. We did it over, I want to say, a 5-day period. We worked on it over the weekends because while I work from home and this is what I do for a living, they have other jobs. And so I took the help when I could, and they were very helpful, very happy, very appreciative to all of them that came to help me. The other thing I want to show y'all, and I'm only showing y'all these things because if you're in an urban setting, you may be thinking like, I do not have the space to do that, which is what I thought when they asked like, do you want to try it? I was like, but I also really wanted one of these. I've wanted one for a long time. So I was like, if I got the space, I'm gonna make this work, and I did. One of the things that you're gonna see is I have extra plastic on the back. I left that purposely in case I need to tighten it more. I need to be able to get to it somewhat easily. So on this side I left it, and on that side I also left it. You know, we have a little bit of things I need to do. So like up here you can see, or you might not be able to see, the plastic isn't super tight. That's why I want to ask my neighbors, hey, can I come over here and use your yard really quick? Because I could reach very easily over the fence. So we'll see. Probably won't be doing that this week. Like I said, after this video is done, I'm logging off. Like I'm really just logging off. I'm saying that whatever we got is what we got, and that's it. So yeah, y'all. Oh, very simple way to connect the plastic to the bar. They're just little clamps, little green clamps that help you connect it to the bar, and then you are immediately ready for roll-up sides. Immediately. I feel like if you built a greenhouse before, this would be a very easy build. If you haven't, maybe not so much. But they also do have a video that is somewhat helpful. And then they also have a phone number where you can call. And I think they will take calls 7 days a week. Don't quote me on that. But yes, they take calls that if you need help, and they will help you build the greenhouse if you have any questions. Of course, not physically, but they will help you over the phone. Oh, the other thing, I think I said it in my other video, and why we had a bed like right in the middle is because I can't wait to use this bar. It's called a ridge pole. But anyway, imagine me knowing the technical terms to build a greenhouse. That's called a ridge pole, y'all. But anyway, I plan to do lower and lean with tomatoes and maybe cucumbers this year. Cannot wait. Super excited. Super excited. And I'm very glad that I decided to keep my sitting space. I think it's gonna just be a nice place for me to relax, especially in the fall when it gets cold. I think it's gonna be amazing. I did lose a little bit of space. Yes, I could grow a good amount of food right there, but I just feel like I need sitting spaces in my greenhouses, in my garden. And so I put my sitting space in here and I absolutely love it. I do not regret it. So that is the greenhouse tour. That is me discussing the greenhouse. And if you have any questions, make sure you put them down below. I am going to answer them. I'm going to try to answer comments from the whole entire week this weekend. So I guess I'm going to work a little bit, but I ain't doing no manual labor, y'all. So I'm going to try to answer comments because I've really been focusing on getting this up because it's so late in the year and I really wanted to get it planted. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.